Welcome to another edition of Designing Spaces, the show that's all about you and your space, your home and surroundings. I'm Debbie Marie.
And I'm David Jones. Here on Designing Spaces, we take a look at all aspects of your home and property, including lifestyle. So you know there's plenty to interest anyone who owns a home or maybe even plans on buying one.
We've got remodeling projects on tap and tips on how to save money and make your home more efficient.
And do-it-yourselfers, you'll want to take notes because you folks are close to our hearts as we show you all kinds of projects for around the house, outside the house, and of course, we profile those cool gadgets and tools that help make our life so much easier.
So stick around and see it all right here on Designing Spaces.
Here on Designing Spaces, we are always on the lookout for great ideas that will improve your lifestyle.
Or make your home look better.
And who doesn't want to look better?
Exactly. Watch this.
Indoor air quality is one of the top 5 health risks in America, according to the EPA. Indoor air can be up to 100 times more polluted than outdoor air. No one knows this better than those who suffer with asthma and allergies. This is Andy and Willa Spivey. They've been living here in Ellerby, North Carolina with their pets Sweetie and Minnie for over 15 years.
Well, the first time that I started noticing the allergies has probably been several years ago. Just always waking up in the morning with a stuffy nose. A lot of the product in this house is from an older home, so we have a lot of dust issues. And then, of course, the outside issues that we have because of where we live and the area that we live in.
In the sandhills, we have a lot of pollen from the pine trees, and that was one of the main things that I thought that we would need a system that would help.
After living in this 2,800 square foot house, they noticed constant sniffling and coughing. Allergies came to mind, but what is the cause?
I feel like the factors that contributed to the allergies more are dogs first, and then dust, and then...
Fine. Go ahead.
He always says the dogs are fine.
We have Minnie, she's a boxer, and then we have Sweetie, is an English bulldog, and they're the best, loyal, lovable dogs I've ever had.
But they shed horribly.
But they shed, yeah. A lot.
Just over time, I just realized that we probably needed to do something to clean our house, to have a cleaner home.
In October of 2011, a company named Field Controls held a contest to select a winner of a Healthy Home system.
Designing Spaces wants you to have the healthiest home in America. Enter now to win a free Healthy Home system for your home. Register now at designingspaces.tv. The lucky winner will be featured in an upcoming episode of Designing Spaces.
The winners?
I went on Designing Spaces because of an episode I had watched on Designing Spaces, and I was wanting to get some further information on it, and the sweepstakes popped up, and I went, whoa, that would be great.
Well, I really didn't listen to her that well, but the first time.
Well, I think once the initial reaction was in, we were excited about it, weren't we, honey?
Yes, we were.
I was probably more excited than you. Because he's the skeptic.
But yeah, that's true, I am. Oh, yeah. There, yeah, we won something.
But how do you give a home indoor air that fits the description of fresh, clean, and pure? Designing Spaces decided to see for ourselves. We hooked up with Bobby Nelson with the Field Controls Company, makers of the Healthy Home system, to see how a change to fresh, clean, and pure indoor air can change lives.
Okay, Bobby, so before we get into all this technical stuff, why is indoor air quality such an issue?
That's a great question, Nick. The Environmental Protection Agency tells us that indoor air quality could be up to 100 times more polluted than outdoor air. Homeowners have been adding doors, windows, making their homes tighter, adding more insulation. That's a great strategy. It keeps the outside air out, but it also keeps that inside air in.
Without a healthy home system, all that bad air just gets recirculated. The house becomes unhealthy. It's the sick house syndrome.
We're talking mold, mildew, pollen, biological organisms, all things that aren't good for healthy indoor living.
So how do we deal with something like this?
Well, we recommend the Healthy Home system, Nick. It keeps your air fresh, clean, and pure. 4 simple components. We manage fresh air into the home. we filter that air, and then we purify that air.
The Healthy Home System. It turns any forced air heating and cooling system into a whole house air purification system that keeps the air fresh, clean, and pure.
I don't have allergies, but my children do. And I'm sure our grandchildren probably will also. So it means a lot to us.
They've just always had problems with allergies, and it seemed like it probably got worse when we moved here.
This is Jesse Marlowe from HVAC Warehouse, who was helping with the installation.
We're at the Spivey home who entered a sweepstakes on designing spaces, and we're here to install the Healthy Home System.
It's 4 simple components, as we talked about before. The first component, and probably the most important, is the brains of the system, which is this little unit on the wall, the Healthy Home System Control. This control interfaces with your heating and cooling system and maximizes all the other components of the Healthy Home System, the fresh piece, the clean piece, and the pure piece.
Today, we are installing 2 Healthy Home Systems for the Spiveys.
What we want to do is improve the air in the living space. And the way we do that is we bring in fresh air in manageable chunks. The way our system does it is with a fresh air damper. That allows you to bring in fresh air at timed intervals. And that fresh air damper works with the Healthy Home System Controller.
This is the fresh air component of the Healthy Home System. This is a motorized damper that helps control the fresh air that's brought into the home. And what we're going to do is install it right over here.
We have our fresh air, and now we get to clean it, right? So we just grab one of these filters, and we're good to go, right?
Well, we grab a filter, Nick, and we want to use that filter, but we don't want to use this filter. We want to use a whole house media filter in our system.
Bobby, this is a filter on steroids is what this is.
In addition to dust and pollen, the filter cleans the air of pet dander, dust mites, and some mold. In fact, it traps 99.9% of airborne particles.
This filter is 100 times more powerful than your 1-inch filter. All those things that the homeowner can't see, this will filter out. Okay. Dust mites, pollen, pet hair, all the things you need to take out of the air before you purify it in the system.
Okay, so our air is fresh and it's clean. Wouldn't it already be pure?
Purification takes out all those other things that you can't see, viruses, bacteria, those things that can really pollute your living space. UV technology will help. UV technology purifies the air by zapping those bugs and kills them dead.
What I'm doing is installing the Healthy Home System Ultraviolet light. This is going to help keep the air pure and kills funguses, mold, and allergens, and also help keep the air conditioning coil clean.
The other thing that UV technology will do is help you manage your heating and cooling system and make it more efficient.
You might wonder about the cost of installing a system like this. Well, it's surprisingly inexpensive due to the fact that there is no need to replace the HVAC system.
One of the things that the homeowner needs to understand is that the Healthy Home System are components that you add to your existing heating and cooling system.
And our lucky homeowners are definitely feeling the benefits of cleaner air.
The timeline hasn't been that long, to be sure, but I can already see a difference in the mornings because I've always wake up completely stopped up, and I haven't in the last couple of days, so I feel like we're already beginning to see some improvements.
Anything that would help our dog staying in the house longer makes me happy.
I know that I can't really see what's going on, but I know that it's going to improve our lives. It's going to improve the quality of air inside our home, and that does make me feel very comforted.
Where can I find out more information on this?
Well, what we recommend is for homeowners to contact their current HVAC, heating and air conditioning contractor, ask them to come out and do an evaluation and look at your system and determine whether you really have poor indoor air quality, and then look at Healthy Home System components to improve your living space.
Is there a website I can go to?
Fieldcontrols.com will give you a lot of information about the Healthy Home System and all the components that we talked about today.
Wow. Bobby, this is great information. Thank you so much for being on Designing Spaces.
Thanks.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We have really covered a lot of interesting topics on the show today.
Yes, we have, and we wish we could keep on going, but unfortunately, we are out of time. I'm David Jones, but thanks for joining us today.
And I'm Debbie Marie. We'll see you on the next edition of Designing Spaces. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.